Hello everybody, this is Zach from Let's Learn Music. Today's video is going to continue our conversation on intervals that was posted last Wednesday. If you haven't checked out that video, it'd be good to check that out to get more context on what we're talking about. This video we're going to be reinforcing the major and minor intervals, with also going over augmented and diminished intervals. So let's use the key of F as an example. So let's last week we talked about how to determine if something is a major interval. So let's look at our third. So we know F to A, there's three notes in there, F, G, A, and we know that A exists within our key signature, so this is a major third. Now if we want to make this a minor third, we would have to lower it by a half step, and we do that by adding a flat. Okay. So if we want to now make this a diminished, which is two notes, two half steps below the major, we'd have to make this a double flat. And got a little tight, but you can see a double flat is now our diminished third. And if we want to make this an augmented third, which is a half step above the major, we would have to make this A sharp. So this, so we have our diminished, our minor, our major, and our augmented. Now this can be used, this process can be used for any note in any relationship. So let's do some examples. Alright, so here are our intervals. I'm going to give you the notes just in case they might not be clear. And I want you to figure out whether it's perfect, augmented, diminished, major, minor. I think that's all. So I'm going to give you a few seconds. If you want to pause the video, that would be good too. The notes are G to D sharp, F to E flat, C to D, and F to B flat. Okay. Alright, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to give you the answers, but if you need to pause the video, feel free to do so. So our note here is G. So if we remember, in the key of G, there's one sharp, and that's F sharp. So this D shouldn't be here, because in our regular key signature would be G to D. That would be major. So our G to D is our major fifth. This is the fifth above, G, A, B, C, D. But we have a D sharp, which raises it by a half step. So this is an augmented fifth. Now usually, our fifths are perfect. But if we have these exceptions, it'd make it an augmented. So now we have our F to E flat, so F to G, A, B, C, D, E. So this is our seventh, so we know that. And now we have to remember, okay, what's in the key of F? There's one flat, and that's B flat. So this E flat is added on. So it took our E, which would have been make it a major, lowered it by a half step, which makes it our minor. This is a minor 7. And if we were to have another flat here, this would make that a diminished 7th. So here we have, I believe I said C to D in the video, which was one I meant to write, so if you need to redo that, that's fine. I put C to E. But imagine this as C to D. So C, D, this would make us our second. So we know that D exists in the key of C, and there's no flats or sharps in the key of C. So this would be our major second. This was D flat, that'd be a minor second. D sharp would be an augmented. And our last one is our F to B flat. Now we have to think, what is our key in the key of F? Our key is, we have one flat, and that's B flat. So this B flat exists in the key of F. So this would just be it's a perfect fourth, because if you remember in the last video, unisons, so ones, degrees of 1 and 8, and fourth and fifth, if the notes exist in the key signature, they are perfect. Okay, a couple of other things I wanted to brush up on is enharmonic intervals. So enharmonic means the same, basically. So if we were to have, let's see, if we were to have F to B flat, and then F to C double flat, well, if we have C, if we go down a half step that goes to B, another half step that goes to B flat. So this is also the same if you were to play it as F to B flat, except for playing as F to C double flat. So that would be C, F to C is a perfect interval. If we lower it by 1, that makes it minor. If you lower it again, that makes it diminished. So that's our diminished fifth. So enharmonically, this perfect fourth and this diminished fifth, all in the key of F, are enharmonically the same. Because if you were to play them, if you were to play that interval or those notes, it'd sound the same. And that's basically it. Another concept is compound intervals, which are anything above our 8th interval, so our 9th, our 10th, 11th, and 12th, and we use the same system as if it exists in the key signature. So if it's, say, F to G, our F to F is 8, and to G that would make it 9. So that would be just our major 9th. We don't see that too much. And you probably won't see this if you're taking a theory class too often, but it does come up. So that's not everything on intervals, but that's the basics of it. So you should be able to identify them when you're doing any score reading or practicing your instrument or voice, which is an instrument. So anyways, that's it on this video. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for new videos, please let me know. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day.